Considerable challenge this week, not just a team with weapons, but maybe the best weapon of the whole country. How hard is it to prepare the team with the scout team to kind of mirror what you're going to face?
Well, it's almost impossible to mirror what you're going to face in terms of the scout team. But, I think every challenge, there's two ways to look at it, right? I mean, and the way we obviously are choosing to look at it is it's a great opportunity for us to go out and play our best. And we have a tremendous amount of respect for not just the quarterback, but their whole team, So we want to go out and do our best job, and we feel like if we have a good week, we can, we'll be able to put a good effort on the field.
Who's been replicating him?
Who's been? Well, all right, so here's the interesting challenge, right? So you could take just an athlete out there and have him try to replicate it, but Lamar Jackson throws the ball really good. I mean, he's had 46 attempts the other day and completed 31 balls. So if you put a running back in there type body to try to replicate him running around, there's no one throwing. So we got to get the best of both worlds. So to be honest with you, most of the time we're using Logan Bird as a guy that replicates it. Does he have the same kind of juice and wiggle that Lamar Jackson does? No, but who does? So, at this point, I'd rather our guys know that it could be a run or a pass on any play because that's what they do.
Have you coached against Petrino?
I have not. I know he's a great coach and great offensive mind, and you can tell that obviously by looking at what they've done everywhere he's been.
Is there danger in guys being so aware of what Lamar's doing that they kind of maybe lose a little bit of their discipline?
Yeah, I mean that could always be a concern, but that he's such a good player that it has to be a focal point. I mean, they had I think 78 snaps the other day, and he either threw it or ran it on 67 of them. So it's okay that he's the focal point because that's what they do. So, obviously everyone has to handle their responsibilities because defense still is about handling your job.
How did you handle mistakes that were made, particularly on the long touchdowns this week, and addressing them in practice?
Well, I mean, for the most part, not for the most part, in every case, we knew when we committed the mistakes immediately. It didn't take a lot of yelling or carrying on or pointing them out on film for guys to understand how they made a mistake. Now, our job is to figure out why those mistakes happened because they weren't mistakes that were characteristic of what we've shown to this point. I thought we played some really, really good snaps, and then we allowed way too many catastrophic plays, which is ultimately, in my opinion, why we didn't win the game. So that has to be eliminated.
What do you feel like was the common thread in some of those breakdowns? Was it more mental, or guys just being out of position?
They were spread out on all three levels of the defense. So I mean, they were more mental. I mean, just in terms of doing assignments, but our job as coaches is to figure out why those things happen and address them and make sure to the best of our ability they don't happen again going forward.
How much are you planning on using a QB spy on Saturday, if all, and if so, who would it be?
Well,
like a dedicated one, or?
Well, he won't be an undedicated one, I would assume. But no, in terms of game plan, I don't really want to get much into the game plan. But the whole QB spy thing, it depends on the situation, but we won't necessarily in the quarterback run game have a guy spying him. Now, in the quarterback, when he drops back, that's a different discussion. But that's a game plan thing that we'll talk about after the game.
Is he similar to any quarterback that you've ever faced as a defensive coach?
No, I mean, I would say the closest similarity would probably be like a Vince Young. Just in his overall ability to throw and run and do everything, that would probably be the closest comparison. Super athletic, physical, tough, good runner, good thrower, but I would guess that would be the best comparison I would have.
Is there anything you have to do differently as far as rushing, like containing, I guess, in the pocket? Is there anything different, or is it just the same foundational thing?
I mean, we never want rush lanes in our defense, but obviously we got to be so much more aware this week because so many big plays can happen if your rush lanes break down. So that's been a constant emphasis throughout the week, and we need to have great rush lane integrity on Saturday.
Only one sack on Saturday, but were you pleased with the pressure you were able to get up front?
No, I mean I expect our front four to have the ability to get pressure on the quarterback. There were times we got pressure and pushed the pocket, but I think for the most part, we were all a little bit disappointed in the lack of 4-down pressure.
Louisville gave up like 3.5 sacks last year, one of the worst in the nation. Are you aware of that? Is that something you're denying?
Yeah, I mean that's obviously something we're aware of. You know, they have a new bunch of new players up front, and they have a new offensive line coach, so things are a little bit different in terms of that. So, but we're aware of it.
Is that odd given the fact that they have a really good QB who can get out of the pocket? Seems like odd side to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but you know they also get a lot of pressure. So you know, I can't really diagnose the symptoms of why some of those things happened. But you know, it's a new year, and obviously we looked at things from last year. But you know, we're gonna move forward with our package and try to get as much pressure as we can without and eliminate big plays at the same time.
Larry said when there was pressure on Saturday, it was mostly Malik Carney. Just kind of like what really stood out on him.
I thought he played. You know, the thing about Malik is, especially at the end spot, he's played a lot of snaps for us, and he looked like it. He looked confident, poised, and did a really nice job. And I'm hoping, you know, you hear people all the time talk about the big jump that happens between game 1 and game 2. So I hope some of the guys that were out there really for the first time getting a lot of snaps, especially along the front, that they make that jump here this week.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks,